Hi, good evening, everybody. Of course, what is next day? It's going to be Thanksgiving. So I'm going to show you now that you can prepare your turkey the night before, season it, and it'll be nice and white by the time, and thawed out by the time you are ready to cook it tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Now, right here I have a almost a 14-pound turkey here, and yes, it is rock hard, solid, frozen. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open this up, get it out of the plastic, and I'm going to put it into my soaking pan, which you see here, and then we'll bring you back as soon as we get this unwrapped. Okay, well, we've got our turkey unwrapped, and as you can see, it is frozen. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it and put it into my canning pan. And we're going to add water and salt to this, and we're going to put the lid on, and I have an enclosed patio behind the house right here, like a porch, and we're going to leave it there overnight, and it's going to be about 32 degrees outside tonight, so it's going to be plenty cold, but by the time tomorrow morning comes around, this turkey will be completely thawed out, fully seasoned with salt, and all you have to do is prepare it with what you're going to do for it when you go to roast it tomorrow. So let me get my salt and my water, and we'll move forward. I have right here 1 cup of sea salt, so we're going to put that in there, and then I've got 2/3 cup of sea salt, and I'm going to put that in there. Now that we've got that in there, we're going to add water to it to where the water completely covers the bird. And because I have it in my sink, I'm just going to add the tap water right here. Now, like I said, remember you have to make sure that the turkey is completely covered with water, and we'll even swish it around a little bit to make sure that the salt gets dissolved properly, and we'll bring you back when we're ready to finish this, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so what we did was we moved it from the sink to the floor, and as you can see, it's floating a little bit. This is normal. See, there's enough water for the thing, and by tomorrow morning it will be under the water when we open it up. What this is this concoction you were wondering is called a brine, and we've been doing our turkeys for over 50 years like this, in a brine, left out overnight in a cool area, usually outside on a cool night. So this is how we do our turkeys, and the only thing else that we need to do is add the lid, and it's ready to go outside onto the porch. Okay, well, as I promised, the turkey, we just brought it in, and there it is, and like I said, it's down below the water pretty much, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick it up, put it into the sink, and we're going to finish cleaning it up. I just wanted you to get a good look. I do have excess salt in here. I added at least another 1/3 cup to a 1/2 cup of salt in last night, just to make sure that the brine was thick enough. And we've now got our turkey into the sink to be finished cleaning. So bring you back as soon as I got everything out of here. Okay, so I decided I was going to show you how to deal with the turkey to get it prepared to go into the roasting pan that I have here. And like I said, remember I told you yesterday that the turkey would be completely thawed out by the time we came. So we've got a neck bone here. We're going to have to trim some of this off, get rid of this bone. I see they cut off the tail. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plastic out because I will be tying the legs up to put them how I want them to be when I roast them. Now inside here is your cavity that has your heart, your gizzard usually will be included in this, pieces of liver, and actually they gave us 2 hearts, so that's okay. We'll just stick it into a pan for the pups. Now on my, make sure that I go in and get rid of this. We're going to take this out. This is the temperature timer thing, whatever that it is. I don't need that. And we're going to come to this end where the neck is usually found. And I'm going to be cutting off this excess skin because I don't need it. And it's not necessary. And all it does is obscure my ability to get in here to stuff the turkey. So that's why I'm removing it. Furthermore, we're going to go in here and remove the kidneys. The kidneys are usually found in this area. They did a fine job of removing this one, but there's a little bit of the kidney left in this one. So we're going to remove that and discard it. I don't like cooking organs inside my turkey when I go to stuff it. Now, the other thing that you need to look at is you have to make sure that you look inside the cavity itself to make sure that there's no residual organs left, like the lungs or anything. You want to take that out also. So the bird looks pretty clean. I think we'll rinse it off and we'll get it ready. And at the same time, we're going to look at the outside of the bird to make sure that they have removed all of the feathers, some of the pin feathers that might show up on the edges of the wings. We're going to take these wings and we're going to fold them just like that. So we're going to do this other side. And this makes the turkey more stable when you put it into a roaster or a roasting pan. I have a roasting pan. So I think they did a pretty darn good job of cleaning up our turkey. I'm going to rinse it off and we're going to put it into the roaster. We'll bring you back. The next thing you have to look for is to see if all of the pin feathers are out of the turkey tail, you know, the thing that comes over the fence last. And I see that they have not removed the sheath out of this one. I'll see if I can grab it with my knife here to show you. This is the other thing about brining a turkey. It makes it a lot easier for you to remove things that are left back, like pin feather casings. See, there we go. Got it out. You don't want that in there either. And because I usually feed the tail and the organs to the dogs as their treat for Turkey Day, we're going to also make sure that the neck is cleaned up. We're going to take some of this excess fibrous covering on the neck, and we can roast that in with our turkey, making sure that everything is nice and clean. Here's the gizzard. Yeah, we got a little bit of ice there still, but the gizzard's nice and clean. And they gave us 2 hearts, which is okay because that'll just make that for the dogs to eat later on. Now I'm going to take this and put these things into the roasting pan right now. Now, I usually put the organs around the side of the turkey. Put the neck back here. Let me grab one of that. Put this liver right here next to the gizzard, and we'll just slide this in along the side. we'll have to wash the sink up, wash our hands thoroughly, because anytime you're dealing with poultry, whether it's chicken or turkey, and even with pork, you want to wash your hands thoroughly if you're not using gloves. I don't use gloves, so I'm going to wash my hands thoroughly for 20 seconds to make sure that there's no residual things that will make anybody sick. Okay, inside our turkey, we're going to take some cold butter. We're going to throw it between the cavity of the turkey, and we're going to try to get, normally I would do an injector, but I didn't get my injector out this time. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take pieces of butter, separate the skin from the meat, and put the hard butter inside between the skin and the meat itself. I hope you can see this because it's kind of difficult. And I like making sure that I get a couple pieces on the top of the breast so that we can make sure that all of that nice butter is good. Now, what we're going to do now is I left some butter get real soft, and I'm going to take it and coat the outside of the skin to make it nice and crispy and crunchy for anybody who likes to eat the skin, which I particularly do not. This is how I keep my cholesterol and everything else nice and low. So once we got this taken care of, take care of tying the legs together so that we can prepare the turkey to be stuffed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add water to the bottom of the pan, and we are going to wash our hands and get the turkey ready to begin roasting. Now, because I touched this, I'm going to have to wash my hands thoroughly again. Remember one thing, when it comes to dealing with turkey or any type of poultry, you want to make sure that you don't transfer anything from the turkey to any of your surfaces in your kitchen. Okay, what I have here is some cooking twine. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it around the end of the drumstick, and I'm going to wrap it around this drumstick and pull it back through here to get the turkey's legs together how I want it. And then we're going to wrap it around here again, bring it through both of the things. We're going to do a slip knot type thing, and that'll make the turkey's legs how we want it. Tie it again with a box style knot, and we're done. Cut the excess off, and our turkey is ready to begin roasting as soon as we add water. I'm going to wash my hands up again because I touched the turkey. We don't want salmonella being transferred to anything in our kitchen, and we'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to add our water in, and as you can see, this roasting pan is an excellent way to make turkey. It doesn't tie up your oven, and I'm going to take this whole thing outside on the patio and begin roasting. Now keep one thing in mind, if you want to add some herbs to this inside the cavity, some rosemary sprigs or thyme, it would make a wonderful addition to the aroma and the flavor of the meat. However, I'm not going to add anything to this because we'll be adding some flavoring later on. Now, remember when you're cooking your turkey, it is 15 minutes per pound. So this is a 14-pound turkey, so we're going to be going approximately maybe 4 to 5 hours roasting time on this turkey. And then the first thing we're going to do is prepare our stuffing. Now, I don't stuff my turkeys ahead of time. I don't want to run the risk of salmonella. So I allow the cavity to come up to at least 200 degrees, and we'll check that with a thermometer later on. And then we will prepare our stuffing, and we will stuff the turkey after that cavity comes up to temperature. So we'll bring you back when we're ready to do that. Now it's time to do some sanitizing. I have a sanitizing wipe here. We're going to wipe down after I washed the sink. We're going to rinse and sanitize this with one of our sanitizing wipes so that we make sure that we don't have any disease that's lurking in the sink. And we'll also wipe down our area for that. And this is important when you're dealing with poultry. I mean, I can't reiterate this enough, to make sure that you sanitize everything after you have had poultry in it, or on your hands, or any surface that's in your kitchen. You make sure that you sanitize everything so that we don't have any diseases that can be transmitted to other foods. Well, as you can see, we've got our turkey and it's starting to roast. And like I said, I am bringing it up to temperature on the cavity to at least 200 degrees. And my roasting pan is set at about 450, 425 degrees to make sure that the turkey cooks properly. Now, I'll have another video on how I make my stuffing, and this will be the end of this one. So I hope this helped everybody when it comes to making their own turkeys at home. This is how we do it here, and it's a very, very flavorful turkey when it's roasted in my roasting pan. And like I said, I'm out here in my patio, and that's where I'm cooking my turkey. So with that, have a very, very good day. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you on the next video.